So, we're going to go over what happened over the weekend because it is a giant mess. Everyone on Twitter's gone insane, and in particular, one side. But first, we're going to look at a video of a guy insulting some of my friends.
Has done so many things to so many people. Everybody knows what a dangerous fucking piece of shit he is and how low he will go to try to target and hurt people. That of course people are going to be like, yo, oh, under the cover of night, yeah, we can definitely find you, motherfucker. Like,
Does that sound like incitement to you? Pretty sure Cam was there, but Cam doesn't do anything that warrants that type of behavior. He just points out when you guys act like assholes. And that's literally it. He points out when you guys are assholes, and then this happens, and you all act like victims. Anyways, moving on. Breaking. Minneapolis protesters are showing up with their babies as shields for law enforcement. My response. You cannot shoot me. You cannot tase me. You cannot gas me. You can't even knock me down. Not without something very fragile and precious going squish. And that's exactly how it is. If you show up with a baby at your protest, knowing that there's going to be crazies there, I mean, at this point, it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're just asking for your bloodline to end right there. Next. They're pre-justifying killing babies just like Israel did. Do not bring your baby to a violent riot from Homeland Security. You know, normally I don't trust what the government tells me to do, but this one seems kind of obvious. This is not AI. So, as much as I like to go shooting and do things involving firearms, I never wear any multicam or any sort of uniform at all because I haven't earned it. Like, I mean, I went to basic and I broke both my feet and got sent home, but look at this motherfucker. I mean, you got the pride flag, the trans pride flag, the gunt. I'm sorry, but no, you are soiling that uniform, sir. So we're shaving our head to show solidarity with Renee Cook. Look, I mean, I have my opinion on the matter, but I'm not going to shave my freaking head for it. I mean, at this point, you're just doing extra virtue signaling. That's unnecessary. These people are not well. I feel like I've been condescended by a woman who looks exactly like this 1,000 times. Yeah, that's what I thought when I saw that photo. But if it wasn't for some of the videos, I would say don't judge a book by its cover. But I mean, holy crap. Wow. Just the most smarmy look on her face ever. But she tried to run over an ICE agent. Behold. I mean, I saw the videos. I know what constitutes as something that can get you deleted by law enforcement. And yeah, that's a 4,500-pound projectile, and you're revving that shit up while there's a guy in front of you, a guy on the side of you, and you didn't expect to get lit up. I'm sorry, I don't feel sorry for her. I feel sorry for that kid. Apparently, with that GoFundMe, the wife is going to get all the money. So that kid's going to get nothing. Terrible ordeal. Now, this, I thought, was just... What is this? What even is this? You know, there's a big difference between The Handmaid's Tale and what ICE is doing. I mean, these two do not correlate. The entirety of the Trump presidency does not correlate with The Handmaid's Tale, yet for some strange reason, the feminists have made this about themselves. I'm thoroughly convinced it is a fetish all into itself. I can't. I can't with these people. I don't get it. Continuing. They choked her. They choked her. This happened in Minnesota today. Okay, I want to know what led to this story. But I wouldn't doubt that this was all her fault. Because ICE doesn't just go after people for no fucking reason. If you're blocking traffic like a lot of people have been doing, you know, trying to virtue signal and get recordings of them like screaming at ICE agents, like, I'm sorry, but if you're in front of the vehicle, I don't blame them for trying to run you over. Yeah, I actually got in trouble for this. If I refresh this, it's going to say post was removed. So yeah, I've actually got an 11-hour ban because of this. I put this one right after the Handmaid's Tale one specifically because it's like a lot of these women, it honestly feels as though the thing they complain about the most is the thing they want to have sex with the most. Like, I spent fucking 13 years in the pickup artist industry. And that's been my lived experience. The women that complain about you the most, oftentimes, not all the time, but oftentimes, yeah. And what form of romance sells the most? Rape fantasies. Yeah, that did well. Can't wait to replicate what happened to Berlin to every MAGA conservative household. What? MAGA conservative? What? Okay, you know what? Have fun, guy. This one I just saw. Monkeypox is transmissible through bodily fluids in close contact. This is just blatant homophobia. Ninth child tests positive for monkeypox. Well, someone needs to call CPS on that particular about 9 different households. I don't like seeing that. Every single time this guy posts, it's like you swear he's not a real person. He just posts things that deliberately make the Democrats look bad. And I'm pretty sure it's given a few conservatives some aneurysms too, but it's like, my guy. I mean, I try to think that they're better than that. 90% of what this guy says. And here's one that I posted earlier. Akara Thompson, assaulted by an illegal alien, brutalized her in ways that make any Hollywood movie scene seem like Sesame Street. While she clung to life, he took her battered body, threw her off a bridge. BLM never protested for her. Not one liberal or Democrat said her name. Mother of 2. She was a mother too. Her killer's action made her 2-year-old son an orphan, yet not a single Democrat posted about her. Are we surprised? It's not the in thing to protest. They don't have any free thought. I mean, they wouldn't protest for this. They wouldn't say her name because it's minority on minority crime. They don't give a shit about people with my skin color. That's why I don't follow them. I mean, I saw through the lies forever ago. Back to the pre-justifying killing babies. Yeah, I could have worked on this meme a little bit harder. The virtue signaling bird meme. Red shirt pointing his finger, yelling profanities at an elderly woman. Yeah, so that's Manny being Manny. The guy literally right here. That's Pam Tifa. So the whole story with Pam Tifa, she claims she was a J6er. I'm not too sure about that. I've not seen the arrest records. But whenever we tried to have a debate with her, well, I mean, I was just a listener. It was Mania, I think, Spin City, and a couple other people. And she didn't let any of us talk. She just get basically for like an hour straight. They got a whole 5 minutes in, and she just screeched and screamed. And whenever we tried to anyone tried to talk, she just mute them. They've known each other for a while, but Pam Tifa is just a nasty individual. She is what most people think Trump supporters are. Like, literally. Verify that you're a human. Oh no. Yes, I'm aware that I am restricted for another 4 hours and 56 minutes. Nothing more insane than seeing American right-wingers on this website demand the government kill ICE protesters, only to turn around and say, free Iran. What? Bitch, you don't even want to free America. Well, we're not enslaved, you idiot. That's the problem here. Nobody said kill ICE protesters. Now, I've heard plenty of people say beat the shit out of them. But kill ICE protesters? Nah. Most of what I've heard is don't be surprised if when you're blocking the way for ICE, don't be surprised if you get shot. Especially the environment that they're in now because of people like you inciting things. You and fucking Krassenstein.
Get smart and organized in the group. I'm wondering how long it's going to take before people get tired of this shit, these protests. Somebody gets smart and organized in the group of fucking people. And those little bastards that sit on the edge of the ICE protest, those ICE agents that sit there and they just fucking shake the can of fucking pepper spray or whatever, get about 6 big fucking motherfuckers to pick them up and chunk them in a minivan, drive them off to an alley somewhere and fucking ventilate their thoughts. And then, you know, strip them naked except for that stupid gator they keep on their fucking face, and then go back to the protest and do it a couple of more times. They'll be scrambling trying to find their duties. I'm just waiting to see how long it's going to take for someone to do that.
Look at these eyes. Tell me this is not a crazy person. Tell me this is not a crazy person who is wishing. The SSRIs. Now this one I haven't watched.
It's the only answer. We're not voting our way out of this. Hey guys, leader of Antifa here.
What?
I've come to the conclusion that violence is the answer. It's the only answer. We're not voting our way out of this. The midterms, he's already got them rigged. I guarantee it. Violence is the only answer. Hey guys.
Bro, you don't even look like you could fight your way out of a paper bag. You don't get to tell people to be violent when you don't look like you know how to handle violence. That's a thing that I absolutely despise. People who are like, yeah, we should go out and be violent. And it has, every side has them. It's just one side's more guilty than the other. And in my opinion, it's the left. It's just, if you don't look like you train, if you don't train to actually do violence, if you don't train to actually know when it is necessary to utilize your hands and when it is proper to lay upon someone, you don't get to talk about it. You don't get to talk about it. You don't get to ask people to go out and be violent. I tell people all the time, don't be violent. But guess what? I don't think I've met a single person, left or right, who was in the right whenever they say, yeah, let's go be violent. And guess what? Both sides have them. Communists have them. There's always going to be somebody who wants violence, and usually they get called feds. Are they feds? Nah, most of the time they're just morons, but, you know, getting the whole branding of being called a fed just... it's hilarious. It's just, it fills me with joy, the look on their face. It wasn't Hitler or Himmler who deported me, beat me, and shot my family. It was the shoemaker, the milkman, the neighbor who were given a uniform and then told they were the master race. Karl Stochka, Auschwitz survivor. None of you are being put into fucking camps. What is with this shit? You act like he's making freaking Gitmo and shit. Ugh. For the regular person. No. People are getting deported and sent to wherever. Now we can argue about how he's deporting people. But you don't care. The freaking left doesn't care if they are legal or not. They're just like, they don't want anyone deported. Because they need somebody to pay, to, do all their lawn work and whatever at the cheap. Here's my thoughts on that. They can't make the United States better by, taking people out of their jobs. And they can't make their own countries better by leaving them. It's rarely ever a case where you just, you gotta go. Venezuela, if we had a bunch of Venezuelans coming in via refugee status or whatever, I mean, that'd be a conversation to have. But this, we're not freaking Nazis. I literally wrote a book on it. Ugh. There's nothing more we need more in 2026 than the rise of prominence of the Black Panthers. As Minneapolis shooting stirs fears of state violence, several Black Panther members made their presence known in Philly. Okay, so there's this event years back where the Black Panthers, there was a government building of some sort. They basically took over. And I can't remember the exact story behind it, but I don't think anyone was actually hurt. And the Black Panthers, I don't like them. But they handled themselves with, what's the word I'm looking for here? Professionally. Like, you can actually talk to the Black Panthers. And back then, when they did the event that they're referencing, same thing. Leftist women apparently now like the 2A. Also, they're openly threatening to kill people. Avoid liberals accordingly.
Do you see this craft piece of paper? Do you know how all of these holes were created? By me. I put all the holes in this. And you might be saying, oh, but I thought you were a leftist. I thought you were a leftist. If you go far enough left, you start kicking ass and taking names on the right. And I'm not saying this has anything to do with anything, but fuck ICE.
What's that saying about liberal white women? Also, your groups were shit. There should be more holes in that. But no. You just want to take just enough shots to virtue signal. I doubt she'd ever actually do anything. Or it'd be worse, she'd pull a handmaiden's tail. Okay, I'm sorry, but I am proud of this one. Actually, another photo from the peaceful leftist making a stand against the evil ICE agent. So this is District 9, and I still don't understand why that one particular alien was wearing a bra. But, oh, the AI messed up here. Regardless of which, it's like the conversation that you hear about the left is that they oftentimes get called bug people, so yeah, I love this. Anyways, next. Steven Crowder. Hey, Pam Tifa, you're famous now. Doesn't she just look like the most lovely person to be around? Doesn't she? The paid protester is doing the fent bent. He's doing the fucking fent bent. Like, are you okay, bro? It's like, apparently, according to a bunch of the other guys I know that were out there in both Portland and Minneapolis, there was a lot of this. I didn't watch any of the streams because I was busy doing other things.
If they're gonna murder us while calling us fucking bitches, then I think we need to be bigger fucking bitches. Fuck ice. If they're gonna murder us while
That's a blazer. That's practice ammo known for jamming. Did you think the silver one looked cool? Is that what's going on here? Are you okay, ma'am? SSRIs. Oh my god. And of course, JD Vance just spoke with a guy who owns a small business complaining about the fact that he pays his employees 18 to 20 an hour minimum, but the people who hire illegal aliens pay them $6.50 an hour, and it hurts his business. Many of the people threatening law enforcement and interfering with deportations are mad that the system is coming to an end. Yeah. Then we got the Krasenstein. I thought the Republicans were against 18 to 20 minimum wage. Really depends on the Republican. Me personally, I think it should be $15 an hour. I think it should be pegged to the gold standard. You do realize that many farms and construction companies are not able to survive without the work of immigrants, right? You're harming American businesses. What? Like, are you okay, bro? But, I mean, the duality of how these things work, we shouldn't have gotten reliant upon illegal immigrants. We shouldn't have. We just shouldn't. We have straight up not gotten reliant upon using people from a foreign land who don't understand the culture and making them do slave labor in order to exist. It's just as bad for them as it is for us. That's why we need to end the system and reshuffle back. Now, I've not watched this one.
Cheering for your next stroke, or that's terrible, that depression won. The right would say really rough things and names. You know, some names I won't repeat on TV, but the on the left it was like they want me to die, or that we're cheering for your next stroke, or that's terrible, that depression won. Why couldn't it depression won? The right would say.
Damn, I wonder how that makes him feel. I mean, he was a moderate Democrat, and I didn't like him at first either. I made a lot of jokes about him. But when you see your own people turning against you and just treating you like absolute garbage, oh god. I mean, I like, that must hurt. But that's a thing that I notice. That's majority of the time I get a bad message from the right. It's usually just like, fuck you, you're an asshole. When I get a bad message from the left, it's literally self-terminate yourself. Things like that. I hope you get picked up by ICE. Man. I'm surprised I don't actually know any of the local ICE officers. Yeah, you kind of figure with all the guys that we know that's in the area, I would know at least one of them. Like, I know half the police department. We hired 2 guys who live out of town. But I'm on a first name basis with all of them. Interesting sort of deal. And this one. Okay, Antifa journalist Andrew Mercado, because if you've seen the video, he's just got Mercado Media. It's been identified as the leader of the attack on Nick Sorter and Cam Higbee, during which the leftists surrounded them and threw frozen water bottles through their windows and at their heads. You know what I'm thinking of doing? Harassing the right-wing propagandists, tracking them. They can't fight. They're trying not to fight. If they actually did fight, you would not win. I'm telling you this right now. You don't want the right to get angry.
All the right-wing propagandists harassing the fuck out of them. I'm talking tracking where they're at, and then just literally following them with a feed. They can't fight, so they'll have security, but that's fine. Security will have to earn their paycheck that day.
Security will have to earn their paycheck.
Be able to move without.
And what if we start tracking you? You'd be complaining like a little bitch. Cam, Nick Sorter, they knew this was going to happen. And they were prepared for it. I mean, it's still annoying, but... You, my good sir... If this happened to you and they start tracking you down... Oh, boy. You'd be throwing a bitch fit, wouldn't you? You would. Don't even lie. Hypocrisy is the worst problem with the left. You know, the worst thing about these protests is that over the weekend I've seen so many people just invoking the name of Orwell and quoting him and saying this is what the right does. This is literally what you've been doing for I don't know how long. I've been watching this, like, I've been quoting Orwell when talking about the left for frickin' forever. I've heard the word fascist used incorrectly at least 1,000 times over this weekend. I literally wrote a book about Hitler. And Mao, and Stalin, and Marx. It's called Of Evil Men. Here we go. Let me just, promote my book. But overall, at least the cities weren't set on fire. A little bit of damage to ICE agent vehicles. Nick Sorter's, I hope he's got good insurance. Just, it's a giant fustercluck, but it could have been a lot worse, okay? Could have been a lot worse. And we will deal with things as they come on. I don't like the way the left has been handling a lot of things. And I really don't like that they've been using Orwell incorrectly. Because everything that Orwell says, it's about you. Literally. I've been quoting Orwell in regards to the left since high school, since Obama was in office. And, I think I know a few things more about Orwell than a lot of these people who just found out who he is. Oh, God. Anyways, like, share, subscribe. We got merch. And a buy me a coffee. Have a good one, guys. Need to get this tooth fixed.